One from the National Immigration Center.
Without objection, so ordered.
National Immigrant Justice Center and the Alliance for Immigrants.
Without objection, so
They
ordered.
speak for themselves.
Chair recognizes Mr. Stauber from Minnesota.
Thank you very much. Governor Walz, thanks for being here today. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I ask you to keep your remarks brief. I got a lot to go through.
All right, folks, buckle up. We've got a clip today that's going to make your blood boil and your jaw drop faster than a politician changing their stance before an election. We're diving deep into a heated exchange where Minnesota Governor Tim Walz gets absolutely roasted for some truly wild claims and evasions. Get ready to witness a masterclass in political doublespeak and a jaw-dropping accusation of, wait for it, stolen valor. You do not want to miss this. Let's roll the tape.
As you know, I spent 23 years as a law enforcement officer in the state of Minnesota. You know that, right? Do you know that, yes or no?
I don't know how many.
Question. It's not a trick
Congressman,
question.
I don't know
I'll
how many
answer it for you.
years.
23 years in Duluth.
Thank you for that.
So, Governor, do you recognize this picture?
I do recognize the picture.
Briefly describe it to us. What is it? What's going on?
These were folks, I believe the people in the picture now are incarcerated in Minnesota.
It's a
to the best
precinct
of
3
my
burning down because of your decision. Was this a peaceful protest? Was this a peaceful protest?
The gentleman standing there,
Was this a
That was
peaceful
a-
protest?
it was a criminal act that people were prosecuted for.
So it wasn't a peaceful protest, right? As I watched lawlessness devastate Los Angeles this past week, I was reminded of your failure to protect Minnesota from similar riots. Governor Walz, on May 29th of 2020, during your own press conference, you described your response to the riots during the 2020 Summer of Love as, quote, an abject failure. Governor, I couldn't agree with you more.
That's out of context.
And on
Congressman,
May
you know it.
17th, 2025, you were at the law school, graduating Minnesota Law School, talking to the graduates. And we've talked about this. You called the enforcement of illegal immigrants a modern-day Gestapo.
Whoa, hold on a second. Modern-day Gestapo for law enforcement officers doing their job? Really, Governor? That's not just hyperbole. It's an insult to every man and woman in uniform, and frankly, a slap in the face to history itself. Comparing brave officers to literal Nazi secret police? That's not just a bad take, it's a dangerous one. And then he tries to backtrack with due process? Please, you can't just throw out incendiary rhetoric like that, demonize the very people who protect our communities, and then hide behind legal jargon when called out. It's like a kid breaking a window with a baseball and then saying, well, technically, the ball has kinetic energy, and the glass has a low tensile strength. It completely misses the point and shows a stunning lack of accountability. This isn't about due process. It's about whether you trust and respect the people enforcing our laws. And when you call them Gestapo, you're telling the world exactly where your loyalties lie. And it's certainly not with the folks keeping us safe.
You've been asked 3-4 times if you would rescind that, and you won't. Will you rescind it? This is like the 5th time, yes or no?
Congressman, I was talking to law students about due process, and I
So
said
you won't rescind it.
you took an oath to due
Governor,
process.
was there a violent al-Shabaab terrorist who entered our country illegally arrested in Minneapolis last year? Yes, there was. Were there 3 illegal child predators arrested by ICE in St. Paul earlier this year?
I certainly hope so. That's their job.
Yes, there was. Are the officers who arrested the al-Shabaab terrorists or the child predators, are they Nazis or the Gestapo?
The tactics of wearing
They're
masks.
not.
The tactics of wearing masks.
Why did you,
unidentified.
why
due
did you
process.
tell us that they were the Gestapo? Do you believe that any of the violent illegal immigrants I have mentioned have a right to be in this country?
I don't know what their immigration status was.
They're illegal, violent criminals that ICE took off the streets of Minneapolis.
You did not say,
Last week,
Congressman, what their status
Governor,
was.
last week, law enforcement officers in the state of Minnesota took 900 pounds of meth off the streets.
Are you kidding me? I can't speak to that because we were not included in the briefing. Governor, we're talking about 900 pounds of meth taken off the streets. 900 pounds. This isn't some secret squirrel operation. It's a massive win for public safety, and your administration should be front and center, celebrating and supporting every agency involved. To claim ignorance or distance yourself from a successful law enforcement operation because you weren't briefed is a classic political dodge. It's a transparent attempt to avoid endorsing federal agencies that some on the left have demonized, even when those agencies are doing critical work to protect your constituents. It's like a coach saying, "I can't comment on our touchdown. I wasn't told about the play." This isn't about briefings. It's about leadership. It's about having the backbone to unequivocally support law enforcement, regardless of who's involved, especially when they're making our communities safer. This kind of political fence-sitting is exactly why people lose trust in their elected.
Do you support that?
We certainly do.
Do you know that
Fentanyl,
ICE?
other things.
Do you know that ICE assisted in that those arrests and investigations? Do you support the assistance of ICE in that enforcement action? Yes or no?
I can't speak to that because we were not included in the briefing.
You don't know if ICE was part of it? I'm telling you, they were.
I don't have that data. I would have to trust you.
Will you
that
apologize to our constituents and law enforcement officers for making them and their families less safe with your incendiary actions?
I'll congratulate them that they helped us work on the largest pension bill for
Governor.
Minnesota law enforcement in
Governor.
in 30 years.
Claiming my time. Governor, what weapons did you carry in war?
Congressman, for 24 years, I carried.
No. What weapons did you carry in war?
What did you carry in
What did?
uniform?
I
You
tell you
know I
what, Governor,
misspoke.
you're
You know I
barking down the
misspoke.
wrong tree, okay?
You know I
You
misspoke.
lied to the Minnesotans. You said that you carried weapons in war.
Mr.
That is
Chairman.
stolen valor.
Boom! There it is. The nuclear option, stolen valor. This isn't just a political jab. This is a direct, gut punch accusation, and one of the most serious you can level against someone, especially a public figure who served in the military. Lying about carrying weapons in war? That's not just a minor embellishment. It's a fundamental misrepresentation of your service and an insult to every man and woman who actually faced combat. Congressman Stauber's reaction, bringing up his wife's Iraq war service, shows just how deeply this cuts. For those who've truly served or whose families have stolen valor isn't just a phrase. It's a betrayal of the sacrifices made. It's an attempt to gain unearned respect and prestige by appropriating the honor of others. This isn't about political parties. It's about integrity, honesty, and respect for those who've put their lives on the line. When a politician is accused of something this grave, the public deserves clear, unambiguous answers, not evasions or deflections. This moment exposes a deep chasm of distrust and highlights the absolute necessity of truthfulness in public service.
You know what? My wife
Yeah,
served 25,
Mr. Chairman,
24 years in the
a little bit of
military.
respect for the
And
witness.
she's an Iraq war veteran.
You know what I mean?
She was
This
over in the,
hectoring is
in
not-
the war
not-
zone. That's
On
stolen
a point of-
valor, and I'm so
point of order,
disgusted with
Mr.
you.
Chairman.
And so are the people that you served
Point
with.
of order.
Point of order.
That's
Halt,
stolen
halt
valor.
just a minute. State
Stolen
point.
valor.
Mr.
You didn't
Chairman,
carry weapons
that's
in
not questioning
war.
the witness.
Congressman, my 24 years was
That's not
public for
Will you
many, many
apologize
years.
for lying?
Objection.
Will you
know I misspoke.
apologize for lying?
Objection.
All right, hold on, pause.
That's not questioning a witness. That's not questioning a witness. You
The
think
point of
so,
order.
huh?
State your point, Mr. Rankin.
No, you're
State
yelling
your
at
point.
him. You're
There you
hectoring.
go.
You're hectoring. You're hectoring. You're hectoring.
State your
Governor,
point.
you didn't carry
That's
weapons
not-
in war, did you?
State your point.
You didn't
Proceed.
carry
You
weapons
got
in war.
24 seconds.
Did you?
Congressman, you know I
didn't carry
misspoke.
weapons in war, yes or no?
you.
You lied. Governor, what rank did you retire at?
I
What rank
served,
did you retire at?
Congressman, I served my battalion as the command sergeant
That's
major.
not the
and
question
for
I
pay-
asked. What rank did you retire at?
I retired as a master sergeant in
Okay,
EA.
here's your coin that says you're retired at a command sergeant major. That's
Says
your
I wore
challenge
that.
coin.
It
This
says
is-
I wore the rank.
This is that's right. You didn't retire, did you?
I did
Stolen
retire after
valor.
24 years.
Here is a picture of your coin, your challenge
Jesus
coin.
Christ.
I'm disgusted with you. I'm just.
Mr.
Governor,
Chairman, the
you
time
lie
has
when the
expired.
truth-
Congressman,
you lie
I'm-
when the
Gentleman's
truth is
time's
better.
expired.
You called half Trump supporters Nazis and fascists, and you know what? That's why the Minnesota Police and Peace Association did not support you in the last election because
Well, I
you're missing
support
in
them.
action.
Gentleman's time's expired.
On behalf of the folks from the land of rocks and cows, thank you.
Well, if that didn't get your blood pressure up, I don't know what will. From calling law enforcement Gestapo to dodging questions about supporting critical busts, and then that bombshell stolen valor accusation, Governor Walz certainly had a rough day in the hot seat. It's a stark reminder that we need leaders who are not only competent, but also honest and unequivocally supportive of the people who protect our safety and our freedoms. What do you think? Were these accusations fair? Was Governor Walz just being politically savvy, or did he cross a line? Let us know in the comments below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more unfiltered takes on California and national politics. We'll see you next time.